Hi, Simon Chappell here. I'm the Quit Alcohol Coach. As always, I'm here to help you smash your sobriety. Today, I wanted to talk about something called cognitive dissonance or internal conflict. Something that I suffered quite badly at the time that I wanted to quit alcohol, and I didn't want to quit alcohol. What was going on there? This war was taking place in my head. I wanted to explain more about what cognitive dissonance is and what you can do about it. Now, cognitive dissonance doesn't just apply in the context of alcohol. It can happen with anything. You might have heard the phrase, ignorance is bliss. In some respects, it really is, because when cognitive dissonance starts to happen, it's anything but bliss. It's a challenging and uncomfortable experience. Cognitive dissonance starts when we have two opposing beliefs. So in my case, it was obviously related to alcohol. I had gone on merrily for years, drinking way too much every single day. Sure, I was slowly killing myself, but I was fine. I didn't have any discomfort and I was happy to live that way. Ignorance was bliss. And then I can recall the day I watched an article on the news and they were talking about the dangers of drinking. They had an expert on alcohol in the TV studio and they were bringing up graphs, charts, images of the human body and showing all the damage that drinking did. The seed was planted. I suddenly started to question my own drinking. Before then, I'd just lived in this state of comfort. If there was ever any inkling of doubt that my habit was dangerous, I would put my mind at rest. It was fairly easy to do. But it had grown stronger, and I remember this TV news article tipping me over the edge. From the moment I saw that, it was as though a snowball had been pushed down a snowy mountain face, and it was gathering momentum, it was picking up more snow, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So let me explain it in a bit more detail. First of all, cognitive dissonance can apply in so many different areas of your life. It's not just alcohol. It can happen in relationships, in work, in anything where there's an opposing belief going on. But in my situation, it was obviously alcohol that was the problem. Now my subconscious mind had been awoken. It had started to stir and it didn't like it. It didn't like the fact that I was drinking. It knew that I should stop or cut back significantly. While at the same time, my subconscious mind wanted me to stick to my old habits. It didn't want me to stop. I'd always done this. It believed that alcohol helped me relax, alcohol helped me have fun, and alcohol helped me sleep, among many other things. So there was a problem. There was suddenly a conflict, and it didn't take long before a war erupted in my head. The two sides started to fight each other, and it was really uncomfortable because my mind was caught in the middle of all of this. It was really ferocious. No matter what I tried, the war continued. I tried to moderate my drinking in an effort to ease my subconscious mind. If my subconscious mind could see that I was cutting back my drinking and I was taking seriously the concerns that it had raised, maybe it would back off, maybe it would calm down. But it didn't. It left me with even more internal conflict. The war just kept on raging. No matter what I did, it just didn't stop. And you need to know something. I want to be completely honest with you here. That once you move out of the stage of ignorance is bliss, you can't ever go back there. You won't ever go back there. If you keep on drinking, your subconscious is going to be happy, but your conscious mind is going to continue the conflict. Even if you try and moderate your drinking, your subconscious mind is still not going to be at ease. There will never be peace. This war is only going to end in one of two ways. You're either going to continue to live the rest of your life in discomfort, or you're going to end it. You're going to create harmony and you're going to create peace. And I want to show you how to create peace because I'm sure that's exactly what you want. Now, what you also need to know is that your subconscious mind, throughout this process, is going to try and convince you that alcohol is the solution. It's going to let you think that if you go back to drinking, you're going to be happy. It's all going to be resolved. But you have to know that it's never going to be like it was. You're never going to be in that ignorance is bliss stage ever again. It's gone. It's over. You have to accept that. So when you do drink, all you're doing is attacking the conscious mind. The conscious mind will become upset. It will fight back. the war just erupts, the battles just keep on raging. And I want to talk about something that I call the drunken dictator phase. I went through this myself, and it's a term that I came up with, because what I noticed myself doing was, rather like a military dictator, I started to take sides. So one week I would convince myself that drinking is absolutely fine. Carry on, it's no problem. I'd taken the side of my subconscious. I was now the dictator in this war. But then what happened was my conscious mind started to fight back. It was throwing grenades, dropping bombs, attacking at every opportunity. It felt incredibly uncomfortable. It was impacting my mood. My anxiety was skyrocketing. I was anything but happy. So I switched sides. I started to commit to not drinking. I'd moderate my drinking. Of course, the subconscious mind gets unhappy and it attacks back. The fight just keeps on going. We switch sides like a drunken dictator, moving from one to the other. Of course it doesn't last when we quit drinking, because we haven't ended the war. We haven't brought about peace and harmony, and that is the absolute key in ending the war. Resolving the conflict and finding complete peace. That's when you can move into complete freedom. Until you end this internal conflict, this cognitive dissonance, you will never feel truly free. And that is why so many people return to drinking. They believe the illusion from the subconscious mind. They think it's going to bring about happiness. All it does is puts them right back at the start of the conflict. Your conscious mind is raging. Your subconscious mind then starts attacking back when you try and quit again. And the cycle just continues. I've said it twice, I'm going to say it 3 times. You can never, ever return to the state of ignorant bliss. It will not happen. This seed is in your mind. The war has erupted. You have to move forward. You have to turn into a peace negotiator, and you have to find a way out of this. And I'm going to tell you how. There's only one way that you can end this. You need to end the war. You need to unite the two sides. The two armies need to become one. You need harmony. Your subconscious and your conscious mind have to start marching to the same beat. The only way you can do that is for them to agree on the same thing. So, okay, maybe you could get your conscious mind to agree that drinking every day is a great idea. The problem with that is your conscious mind knows the facts. You've been exposed to the information. The information doesn't lie. And you've probably looked on Google and researched the dangers of drinking. You can't unlearn that. You can't lie to your conscious mind. It knows the truth. So if you do that, you're kidding yourself. You're never going to convince it. It's always going to know that you're trying to pull the wool over its eyes. It'll get upset. It'll attack. The war will continue. It's not an option. So the only option you're left with to bring about harmony and to bring about peace, to end the internal conflict, is to educate yourself about what an alcohol-free life looks like, to start to get excited about the prospect of that, to learn all of the dangers of drinking, to recognise how it's affected your life, to bring out into the light the false limiting beliefs that you've hung on to for years and years, to dissect them, to create new beliefs that are healthy and are going to allow you to be the best version of yourself. You need to get all of this out in the light. You need to keep reading books, watching videos, listening to podcasts, expanding your knowledge so that this all sinks into your conscious mind. And guess what? It doesn't just sink into your conscious mind, it goes into your subconscious. Your subconscious is open-minded. It's ready to change. It's happy to change, but it needs to understand why. You can't just force it to change. You need to give it the facts. It needs to see the scientific evidence and the logic behind the information that you're sending its way. Once it sees that, it starts to believe that actually maybe I was back in the wrong corner. Maybe I was fighting for the wrong side. And it starts to change. It starts to get in tune with your conscious mind. They start to believe the same thing. They start to fight for the same side. They want the same goal. They want sobriety. They don't want you to drink. So you need to maintain that level of expanding your knowledge, educating yourself, and growth to get to a place where you bring harmony, you bring peace. And that is the only way that this war will ever end. And if you don't do anything about this, you're going to stay stuck. I stayed in this place for around 5 years and it was awful. I was never happy. As I say, I had low moods, anxiety was skyrocketing. One minute I wanted to stop drinking, the next minute I wanted to drink to shut the thoughts out. Nothing worked. I couldn't end it. I tried moderate drinking. I tried drinking on different days of the week, watering my wine down, drinking low alcoholic drinks. Nothing worked. I was just flitting from one place to the next, being the drunken dictator of my conscious mind, being the drunken dictator of my subconscious, trying to fight the battles, trying to win the war. Conflict does not end this way. The only way it's going to end is through harmony and through peace. You've got to get them both marching to that same beat. And the only way you're going to do it is if you study, if you learn, grow your knowledge, build your sober toolbox, and keep moving towards a place of being alcohol free, where your subconscious mind starts to want it, it starts to believe it, it starts to see the logic. When you do that, you absolutely end this war once and for all. There's no going back. You'll never be in a place where ignorance is bliss again. You can't go back there. You just cannot return. Do not waste your time. All you can do to end this war is educate yourself, educate your subconscious mind so it realises that your conscious mind is the right path to follow, and move forward into that place. It will never end. Otherwise, you have to make a change. You've got to get this across to your subconscious mind. When you get to that place, you'll find peace, you'll find complete freedom. And to me, this is one of the biggest elements of unlocking the key to sobriety. We talk about mindset and changing your mindset. That's exactly what this is. It's changing your subconscious mindset. And believe me, it works. It worked for me, and it's worked for hundreds of other people that I've worked with. So don't delay. Stop kidding yourself and going back to drinking and trying to quit for a few days when you haven't resolved the conflict. End the war and end the pain.